That is Culprit live at the King Cat Theater. And before I go on any further, I should probably introduce my guests. Name and occupation, sir.
John Duvall, make a lot of racket on guitar.
Scott Earl, bass.
And you guys are in the almighty Culprit. How? Now, let's go back real quick before we get to the fact of the matter that you guys are sitting here. It's 2010, right here off of Aurora in Seattle. You're sitting here in front of me and just rocked the King Cat Theater, because that, even though that's the future and this is the past right now. And don't call in, folks. We're not live, but we'll get into that in a moment. Let's go back. Culprit. Many of you watching will recall the name Culprit. How did Culprit come about? Long, short.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's quick and easy, right? Just give me a few decades worth of information in like a minute.
I was dating his sister. We met and we started writing music together.
I was playing guitar. I was about 15. He was 13, going out with my sister. And
oh, that's true. That's it. Okay.
That's a true story.
I don't even think he played bass yet. And then next thing you know, I moved away. I moved back, and I was looking for a band.
That's the long story.
I needed a band, and he got a hold of me through my sister, and he had a drummer. And
I had the original drummer in the band, Bud, and I were kind of playing together, screwing around. I said, I know this great guitar player, but he's living in Bellingham.
When was
he
it?
comes back, probably maybe 1979, a long time ago. Maybe earlier than that, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, give or take a week. Yeah.
I know this great guitar player. When he moves back from Bellingham, we'll start it, and we played some cover tunes together, and there was just a big sound right from the beginning, and we ended up playing a show at a place called Mr. Bill's. Some people might probably not remember that.
That's still, I believe it's still there.
We actually, there was a band on the bill. We were called Orpheus at the time with a different singer. It was the three of us and a different singer. We played, the band that opened for us had the two other members, Jeff LaRue and Sharton Christofferson, and we kind of joined forces, and that's how it started.
Very nice. And so 79, and slowly but surely popularity was gained. And
our guitar player, Sharton, actually said, we did a demo tape, just a little 4-song demo tape at a studio, the first time we had ever recorded anything, and we sent it to this cat in Northern California, Mike Varney, who had a label called Shrapnel Records, and he decided to put one of our songs. He used to do this thing called, what was it called? U.S. Metal, Unsung Guitar Heroes.
U.S. Metal, Unsung Guitar Heroes.
And it was U.S. Metal, too. We had one song in there, a track called Players, kind of started the ball rolling for us.
Excellent. And so fast forwarding, as you guys took a nice long hiatus, every once in a while hooking up to do a show here and there. Like in the last 10 years, how many shows have you guys rocked?
This will probably be
in the last 10 years.
This might be, well, we've done a few back-to-back as warm-ups for some bigger things that we've done. So yeah, you could say, I don't know, maybe 8, maybe.
When did the band officially break up? Like 1983, 84?
The internet says 84.
84. Okay, well, so then we broke up in 84.
Well, that would have been the second version.
And you can't kill us, we're like a cockroach.
That would have
back at it.
No, we all split up, and then I kept going with some other folks, and Culprit kept going for about another year or so. So we, Scott and I probably split about 83, 84 is probably when it was officially over with the other new players. Yeah, we're going back in the whoopee machine. I don't remember, man.
All of us went on to do other things but for some reason, we keep coming back to this now and then to do it. It's really fun, and metal is something that we don't do in our other bands that we had been in, real like heavy stuff like this. So I think the first reunion show we did was like 6 years after we broke up, and it was really successful. Where was that at? The off-ramp, was that one?
No, it was a big club that's not there no more. I don't remember, but it was packed.
Around town here.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Yeah, like I said, the people just keep wanting us to come back.
And we've always been friends and stayed in touch.
So we keep coming back, and every time it seems to make a bit of noise.
Pretty radical. Well, great music doesn't die. You guys obviously know that. As people remember it, people keep wanting more and more, and now you guys sitting here in front of me, of course, in the future, from where we're sitting right now, you guys are rocking the King Cat Theater. By the time all you guys are watching at home, they will have already rocked the King Cat Theater, and that's what we are getting into. In fact, we're going to get into another one in just a moment here, live from the King Cat Theater, Culprit Rocking, which is coming up this Saturday. And in fact, you guys just came from there because where are you guys jamming the last few days?
Yeah, we've been rehearsing there. So we're sweaty and just back from rehearsal.
Yes.
Literally, like practicing at the King Cat.
Yes, sir.
Like on stage.
Yes, sir.
How does that differ from, let's say, your stereotypical jam room?
It's louder.
It's louder.
It's louder, bigger,
And it takes more time because they're
yeah.
setting up the PA and dialing in the monitor system and stuff like that. So.
That sounds pretty.
I mean, if you were rich enough, had enough butlers, would you prefer to just, have people set up just on a huge stage for you every time you want to just plug in?
No.
No way. No, jam room.
Jam room is the way to go, man.
Jam room's where it's at.
Old school.
Nice. Well, as I can't exactly tell you which video because it hasn't happened yet, but it will in the future. I know we need Doc and we need a DeLorean to figure this whole thing out. But yes, we're going back to the future right now on Hot Rocks. Right. This is more from Culprit at the King Cat Theater. Hello there, that was Culprit Moore from the King Cat Theater. I'm Steve Rock. This is Hot Rocks, the show that pretty much is just keeping an eye on the Northwest music scene. We're always out and about. HOTROCKS.tv is our website. We have right there a list of events on our front page. I'm sitting here with a couple bros from Culprit. And thank you for joining me, by the way.
You're welcome.
As we just saw some more footage from King Cat Theater, you guys ripping it up. And we're just talking about you guys practicing on that stage, like, for the last few days, last week?
We just started Monday.
Oh, okay, cool.
So. Couple days.
And do tell, Culprit, how did this come about, the King Cat Theater show?
Well, we did, for some reason, we have this little cult following in Germany, and what year, 2000, I believe, we got invited to this festival you might have heard called the Wacken, which when we played was about 35,000 people. It's since grown to I've heard the world's largest heavy metal festival. It's about 100,000 people now, but
it's on my bucket list, man.
It is. There's a very small, a guy that owns a record store over there, and he has a little label called Hellion Records, and the original and only record we've ever done, Guilty as Charged, was only available on vinyl. We got invited to put it out on CD over in Germany. He did that for us, which in turn led us to go to Wacken and do this festival. So, to answer your question, a long story to answer your question,
sure.
was there's another festival that we're playing next week called the Headbangers Open Air. It's a more intimate thing. It's very small, about 3,000 people, but we are actually headlining one of the nights. It's a 3-night thing. And so to get us ready, because the band is half in California, half in Seattle, we wanted to do a warm-up show. How we ended up at the King Cat, I don't know. You can thank Ted Walker for that.
Nice. Good spot right in the middle of town there in Seattle.
It's a great venue. It really is.
Yeah, no doubt. And I like how someone can say, yeah, one of those small fests, 3,000 people, whatevs, no biggie. so I was going to ask.
Compared to Wacken.
Well, compared to Wacken for sure. I was going to ask maybe
Next year,
a favorite moment from the past, if it was Wacken or somewhere else, as far as getting to rock either next to, on a bill, people you look up to, or just a favorite moment you got?
Of Culprit history?
Yeah.
There's a few.
God,
Want to go?
What we played with and such?
I've got a few. One, the first time we played the Paramount Theater, and growing up as a kid, seeing Rush do All the World's a Stage there, and seeing Kiss do a live tour there, growing up as a kid in Seattle, and being actually to play on that stage a few times was a highlight for me. I think we sold out the Moore Theater once, which was a really cool.
Sold that out. We sold the Paramount out too. That was awesome. That was
obviously Wacken.
We'll be there next year.
Going in the EMP Museum. EMP Museum? Is that what it's called? There's a section in there, the Northwest Passage, that has some Culprit stuff in there, and some guys from Pearl Jam talking about Culprit and influence, and that was kind of cool, very touching, and very honored to see that. That was a moment that when they first opened that up, I thought was very cool.
That is really cool. That is powerful, man, to be able to go in there and see that.
I cried the first time I went in there.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah.
I was drunk.
I believe it. I believe both, the drunk and the crazy. I love it. Well, just to be able to go in there and see something like that, about yourself, where, obviously we all know here that music has always been available to us in just a wonderful quantity here in the Northwest.
Really
going before Culprit and going after today right now,
sure.
We just have a plethora, just all kinds of music right here. But it's funny when the media decides to, hey, let's look here for a second, let's call this grunge. And
I have a theory on why.
Yeah.
It's rained so much here that there's nothing to do, so guys just sit and we write great music.
It's not crazy.
I live in LA now. I've been there for 25 years, and I think Seattle rules on the music scene, man.
Where's don't need cons. What's a good pro, Seattle as opposed to LA?
A good pro?
A pro. Pro for Seattle.
just the music that's come out of here is the biggest, bro. I think.
Yeah, do tell. I mean, people
the
watching.
mountains. I don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah,
but,
oh yeah, sure. People watching right now, they
awesome.
don't know what music's like in LA, probably the scene or anything. Wow. Well, the noise and hand gesture gives me an idea that it may not be on the Seattle
Cover
level.
tunes. I'll give you. I'll get. For
There
fun,
you
I have
go.
a
Here he
classic
goes.
rock band called White Trash a Go Go. That's how bad the music
White
scene
Trash
is
a
down
Go-Go.
there. There's no music scene in LA right now. I don't. It's not very good.
There you go. Dude.
What's it like up here?
It's kind of fantastic, man. I'm just finding out more and more bands every day. I hear of another band that I didn't know. And,
There is a lot of original stuff
That's
up
awesome.
here. Well, with my other band, Stonebender.
Yeah, Stonebender.
We're making quite a bit of racket up here right now, so
No
that's
doubt.
having a good time.
No doubt.
So, you know, there's a lot of really good bands. There are, you know, a lot of metal. That's
There is.
true.
There's a little bit of metal going on.
I'm seeing more of the classic rock stuff coming back pretty hardcore,
That's cool.
which is kind of cool. That's about time. I guess everything comes around and blah blah. But
What have you noticed as far as heavy music going when you guys were rocking it hard there and taking a break and just looking back, like how has heavy music changed? Because I constantly talk about it, and it's something that's interesting to me. It's, you know, music constantly evolves, devolves, whatever you want to call it.
I don't think writing has improved. I mean, recording techniques have definitely gotten better, and you're hearing a lot
Right.
more looping and a lot more consistent stuff. I don't know if it's a real drummer, you know.
Yeah.
that
But
kind
going
of,
back to like when
Yeah.
you know the '80s, it got really messed up for a while. I mean,
Oh.
when we started this band, you know, we had never heard Iron Maiden before. I mean, we're old, and so, and then there was some great stuff that came up for a while, and it ruled. And then it became this LA hair metal bullshit that, you know.
yeah.
Hey, I got involved in it for a while too, you know, and I moved.
Hey.
And what was funny about that is
Everybody did.
the Seattle grunge scene is what killed my career, which
Right.
was ironic because I came from here.
Sure. Well, yeah.
But I was, you know, it was awesome because I was like, that was more of my influences in the first place, the Sabbath, you know, with Soundgarden and Nirvana and stuff, and that's more where I came from, the roots. So it was nice to see it get back on track for a while. Then I think what you were talking about, this new type of stuff, is I really don't know a lot about it, but it's very digital
Yeah.
sounding to me.
Yeah,
and
I sound like my grandpa. I can't tell them apart. You know, it's
I mean,
like, you know,
a bunch of noise.
Everybody sounds the same. you
there
know?
are some great
Yeah.
bands though that, you know, that maybe not new bands, but I mean like some of my favorite, like System of a Down, for instance. I think I can't think of any off the top of my head besides Emerald that's coming to me right now that have broken the mold. I think really, and it took metal to a cool place, man.
There
Really
are
cool
some
place.
good ones out there. Yeah.
It's kind of astonishing, all the offshoots, really,
Yeah.
from where everything stems, and it's slowly but surely grown. That's one thing I know, it's grown. That's the good news.
Why do they have to have a title though of genre? I just think, why can't it just be rock?
it's fun.
I know. It's
How are we going to
it's
talk trash online without all these
okay,
different
all
things?
right.
You got-
I'm with
we're
you,
really
but-
from the 70s, and that's where our roots are. We were, you know, children of the 70s, so metal was not, there was no word
There
heavy
was-
metal.
no.
That
Yeah,
wasn't,
yeah.
you know, that's kind of started right when this band actually started to make sound, was
And I want
the
to
metal
get
term.
into that part and what you guys were influenced by. But first, we're going to go and check in on what's happening in the local scene with Jesse. And then we will see more Culprit from the King Cat Theater. And then I will be back to chat with my bros here. But right now, here is Jesse with On the Wire. Hello there, Culprit, King Cat Theater. This is Hot Rocks. I'm Steve Rock. And we are sitting here as you guys just rocked the King Cat Theater, because that was footage from it, even though it hasn't happened yet, but it's about to. Wasn't that a great song?
That was awesome.
Dude,
oh
you
my
guys-
God, I have to pat myself on
You
the
guys, it was amazing.
Oh.
Freaking amazing. Like the you know, it's just
Oh yeah, upside down. Yeah, it was amazing.
See me light that bass on fire? Smash it? That would be
yeah.
it
badass.
was beautiful. I couldn't believe you actually smashed it and then ate it. That was beautiful. So as you were just saying, last we were chatting, that you really were more into the 70s. Like, were you just saying that you hadn't really listened to Maiden when you got Culprit going?
I tell you an interesting story. The original singer that we wanted for this band was Jeff Tate from Queensryche, and John and I had known him and obviously been around the scene and played together and blah,
Was this
blah,
like
blah.
late 70s?
Gosh,
I
I don't know.
79, maybe early 80s.
Was Reich-
yeah.
Reich
I'm bad with the.
Reich was
but
rocking at the
I
time?
remember we
No.
went.
Oh, it was before Reich.
No, it was before
We went
Reich.
to meet him to convince him that he had to do this, and we sat down, and what we told him was, look, man, we want to have a band that has the progressive style of, like, let's say a Rush, but the intensity of like a Judas Priest. And he goes, hey guys, I got to take you up to my house. You got to hear this record. We were actually at Lake Sammamish Park.
The Pana boat across
And
the street.
we were
there.
kicking back, and we were talking,
Yeah.
and he took us up to his little apartment, and he had this import from England, and it was in plastic, and he took it out, and he played us, I don't remember the cut, but a cut from the Iron Maiden record, and we almost cried, because there's riffs that are so similar to what we were doing at the same time,
Wow.
and we were just like, oh, they beat us to it, but...
Dude, well, can you just
Yeah.
accredit that to them having good taste and you guys having good taste? Because that's usually what happens.
They must have had better taste because they had more success. But anyway, but
A lot of
what was the
similarities.
point of that? Was that metal was just very new, and you
It
were
wasn't
talking
called
about
metal
influences.
yet.
It wasn't called metal yet.
There was
Until
no-
about
no
right then,
term,
it just
yeah.
changed right that
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, it was called, that's not punk. What's going on? This is way more entertaining. What's happening?
And then we had to dress up with leather and studs, and we didn't really do that before.
Yeah.
We look like
Rob Halford, you ruined it for
we,
everybody.
we look like the later grunge guys because we all had.
There's pictures of us with
plaid
the
and everything.
sweatpants
That's
and the
what we
shorts
wore.
and
We're
the
going,
flannel shirts. And
Dude.
it's
That's the
pretty funny.
grunge look. We were doing that 20 years before that, you know.
The original grunge.
That's all we had to wear.
Dude, it's funny.
It was because we were poor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing else to it, really. And now you walk in for $200, you get, flannel and, downtown.
It's already beat up. and-
Yeah, already pre-beaten up by a
But
machine.
as far as influences, we grew up on the same stuff. I mean, we loved that, like the Ted Nugent and
Oh, God.
and Kiss, obviously, even musically. But
Yeah.
for what they did on stage was a big influence. And
Well, it was so new to us. I mean, back in the late 70s, I mean, the first time you saw like Nugent, it was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
who was doing that then? You
Yeah.
know, you came from KSW. I was a big fan.
Yeah.
KSW didn't exist.
Yeah, wow.
So, I mean, now we're dating
No doubt.
ourselves.
big
but
Montrose fans was a big
Montrose.
influence on
Deep
us.
Purple was a
and then obviously
big-
Purple.
And you're talking about
Zeppelin.
a lot of bands that, and it's cool that you guys respect bands like that where their live presence is so important. And watching, you guys, like obviously
Yeah.
you care that you're on a stage. That I think is one thing that's changed where with the quantity, but also quality, like, being bumped up in this day and age, a lot of kids believe they can have the band in the studio, but, live, whatever, maybe we pull it off, maybe we don't. But it seemed like there was more integrity at that point.
I definitely agree with
Absolutely. Absolutely. Presentation was everything, man. Now concerts, you go see them. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
There's no production, there's no this or that,
And it's funny that everyone's trying to stand out now, but, going back a little ways, like it was just doing your thing, being you, well, obviously, seeing a band like Kiss or Rush is pretty mind-blowing regardless of pyro or not.
Yeah.
But,
in the early days, yeah, definitely, but now, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, not a lot of passion.
I think I did see some pyro in the last video I was just watching today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now
Guys.
Great White, because of what happened with that, kind of screwed it up for everybody. You can't really do that anymore.
I don't think you could even light a sparkler and put it in your
Yeah,
face, like
well,
without somebody
Yeah,
like going
exactly.
nuts.
It involves permits and money and stuff
Yeah.
like that, so you can't really do it. We
Oh, yeah.
we didn't know what we were doing. We used to the pyro that you're talking about. We used to just I don't know how we made that. One of our roadies made it, and we used to blow those 14-foot flames. Obviously inspired by Kiss, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, you're just pouring some gunpowder in a thing.
Exactly.
Just kind of lighting it. Now you have to go through
Till
classes.
the one time we played a show in Bremerton, and somehow the dude
Fire
mixed
marshal
it.
showed up.
He mixed it on the
yeah.
boat, and the moisture in the air got into it. So instead of it blowing a 14-foot flame, it blew a concussion that I think we're still deaf in one ear from.
Wow.
It blew all the speaker cables out of the PA, out of the backs of our amps. We had to actually stop the show, restart the show, and we're lucky we didn't kill somebody. But
We thought we killed half the front row.
We thought-
It was ungodly. Oh, man.
so maybe those rules are good that they have now.
Man, see, Mom, it's not the music that's making us deaf. It's literal explosions that we're just packing a bunch of
Yeah.
gunpowder in.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
All right.
it
Well, I
was-
want to
it was a good one. Anyway.
chat with you guys more, but first, let's go back once again to the King Cat Theater.
Woohoo!
Culprit rocking it live. Hot Rocks. Hello there, Steve Rock on Hot Rocks. Once again, that was Culprit live from the King Cat Theater again, even though it's in the future a few days. Looking good, guys. That video.
Thanks, man.
That video, stellar.
Have you ever done this before like this?
Never.
Cool.
All right. So, favorite track live as far as rocking it together? There's got to be. Isn't there just that one? stanza?
Tears of
Tears,
Repentance,
yeah,
I think.
Tears is-
Which is kind of funny because we wrote it in a bus on the way to the studio to record our first record. We actually wrote it on the way down there. And
Wow.
it probably
That's how I used to do my
probably
homework on the way to school.
Exactly. We crammed. We needed one more song for the record. It probably came out to be the best song on the record.
Absolutely.
One of the best.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, that kicked ass.
Right on. And a little deeper question. What made you want to play music? Why are you guys sitting here right now? Why come back again and again and play the tunes that you love? Where's that come from?
We need therapy. That's
I
where
didn't
does it
want-
come from?
I was an all-state jock. I played baseball. I
Yeah?
didn't want to play
Really?
play guitar. My mother made me when I was 15. Got the free, the guitar class in junior high. Oh, you can get free. I signed up for like, basket weaving or something. She goes, you can get free guitar lessons. And I'm going, no. I went kicking and screaming, and next thing you know, I was kicking the teacher's butt after about 3 months.
How about that?
I got kicked out of the class.
I just wanted to be Gene. I just wanted to be Gene Simmons.
You just wanted to be Gene Simmons?
Yeah,
And
I
sometimes
don't-
that's reason enough right there.
Yeah.
Why Gene?
Just at being a 12-year-old kid and seeing that guy, and
Kiss Army, dude.
It was awesome.
We were in the Kiss Army, man. That was the way, yeah.
True fact. Halloween? Did you rock as him at any point in time growing up? No?
I never had the hair.
No?
You had some hair.
I had some hair, but it wasn't the right color.
How about one more favorite moment from the Culprit past? You guys have rocked so many places so many times, so.
Wow. I'd almost go into playing the main stage at Wacker. I thought after
Dude.
all those
One of
years,
my
That's got to be incredible, man.
That
All
was-
the way over there, people chanting.
We tore it up.
The
That was a
first
good
time
show.
we heard
Yeah.
Ambush,
Yeah.
the first time
Oh,
I heard Ambush
yeah.
on the radio was coming across I guess the floating bridge is what it's called.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just, oh man, the first
Yeah.
time you hear a song on the radio.
right.
And then we ended up winning the best local band on KZOK. Does that station still exist?
Yeah,
Anyway,
KZOK still rocking.
that was a good moment.
Yeah. That was when we were just breaking out, We were all over the radio and shows were rampant and sold out. It was good times, pretty crazy. Went by real quick, that's for sure.
I'll bet, man.
Yeah.
And so you got a couple way over there coming up, right? A couple fests, and anything else for the future? What else can you
Well,
give us
if
here?
we
What's
don't
happening?
kill each other in Germany, the time
I
is
hope you
right
don't.
for the first time in the last 20 years that we have a new lineup, obviously,
Right.
in this band, and,
And-
we're really digging these guys.
And do tell real quickly. Give some
Well-
props to the guys that aren't sitting here.
They're two of the guys are the drummer and the guitar player, Saul Ashley and Tim Kleinman. They're actually from this area. They grew up here, huge Culper fans. They both live in LA now. And the singer is an old friend of mine that from Phoenix, Arizona, Steve Nations, and we're really digging the sound of these guys, and the timing seems to be right that for the first time in 20 years that we really want to do another record, and we've got about 6 songs written, so hopefully by the beginning of next year we will have another record out, and then we can do some more festivals over in Germany, because really we love to play over there, and we love to do the Seattle warm-up show first.
Oh, yes. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well, can't wait, dude. I want to hear good things in the future about you guys having a little spare time, writing a few more tunes, and getting on it, man.
Cool.
Do you know what? You got myspace.com/
It's Culprit Lives,
Culprit Lives.
myspace.com.
And that it does.
Culprit Lives.
That it does.
Means we're still alive.
Any other shout outs or peace out to anybody?
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. Thanks for remembering.
Yeah. Thanks.
No doubt. Here's a video from Culprit live, King Cat Theater, HOTROCKS.